One sentence has the power to transform your entire financial reality. You didn't find this message by accident. The universe has orchestrated this divine appointment because you're ready to discover the most potent declaration ever spoken for manifesting abundance. This ancient spiritual formula has created more millionaires, rescued more from poverty, and opened more floodgates of prosperity than any other combination of words in human history. Within the next few minutes, you will possess the exact sentence that has moved mountains of lack, parted seas of financial struggle, and commanded rivers of abundance to flow directly into the lives of those who dare to speak it with unwavering faith. But more than just learning these words, you'll understand the spiritual mechanics that make them work, the divine laws they activate, and the precise way to align your consciousness with the infinite supply that surrounds you right now. By the time this revelation settles into your soul, money will cease to be your master and become your servant. Financial lack will transform from your reality into a distant memory. The anxiety around bills, the stress about security, the fear about your future, all of it dissolves when you comprehend the magnitude of what you're about to receive. Here's what that means in simple words. There is a clear sentence that you can speak. It is short and exact. When you say it with steady faith, it puts your inner life in order. It gives your mind a new instruction. Your mind then guides your words, your choices, and your actions. Those choices open the right doors. The result is that money stops being a source of fear and becomes a tool you direct. You did not arrive here by chance. Think of this moment as a meeting set for you at the right time. If former plans failed, it is not because you were weak. It is because you did not yet have the right order of words and the right way to hold them. Soon you will have both. We will keep the process plain and practical. You will know the words. You will know why they work, and you will know how to stand in them each day. You are not asked to chase luck or wait for a rare break. You are asked to learn a law and apply it. Law answers clarity. When your words are clear, your direction becomes clear. When your direction is clear, your steps become simple. When your steps are simple, results begin to show up in ways that make sense. You will see the link from word to thought to action to outcome. No mystery, no tricks, just clean order. If you carry worry about debt or due dates, keep listening. Fear grows when you speak about lack again and again. Fear shrinks when you speak from a different place. This teaching does not ask you to pretend bills do not exist. It asks you to speak from the higher rule that governs supply. When the rule is set inside you, you handle the bill with a calm mind and a steady hand. Calm minds choose better. Better choices open better channels. You may have tried affirmations before and felt nothing change. The issue is often the structure of the words and the spirit behind them. Certain words carry authority because they agree with how supply truly works. When your sentence agrees with that deeper order, it has force. When you say it without double talk, it has speed. The coming parts will make this plain so you can do it without strain. Think of money as water that follows a path. If your words are confused, the path is blocked. If your words are clean and lined up with the higher rule, the path opens. The sentence you will learn clears the path. It does not force or beg. It instructs. It tells your inner world what is true and lets the outer world line up with that truth. This is not about hype. It is about alignment. As you listen, let your shoulders drop and your breath slow. Let the noise settle. You are not behind. You have not missed your chance. What you need is already prepared in ways you may not yet see. Your part is to receive the sentence, Speak it with a whole heart and keep your state steady. From that steady state, you will take simple actions that fit: the right calls, the right follow-ups, the right timing. By the end of this teaching, you will be able to do 3 things. First, you will speak the exact sentence with confidence. Second, you will understand the plain logic that makes it effective. Third, you will know how to live in agreement with it during your day, so your actions match your words. This removes the tug of war inside you. When the inner tug ends, progress begins. Hold this expectation now. Relief is close. Clarity is close. The old story of lack is losing its hold. The pressure in your chest can lighten. The loop of fear can quiet. Not because you ignore reality, but because you are about to give reality a new instruction. Keep your attention here. The next part moves from promise to the first pieces of how this law works in daily life. This is the sentence that changes everything. What is mine by divine right now comes to me in perfect ways under grace. These 15 words hold a full plan for money change. When you speak them with steady faith, they set your inner order. They quiet fear. They guide your choices. They open right doors. They do not bend the world by force. They line you up with the way supply already moves and let that supply find you. Each word carries real power. It points you toward abundance, clears what blocks it, and sets unseen help to work for you. Life runs by order. That order recognizes that you have a true right to be provided for. You were made by an endless source to show that same endless good. You were not made for shortage. You were made to handle and share plenty with wisdom and peace. Think of it this way. The same mind that spread stars across the sky and formed the smallest parts of matter also placed in you the capacity for increase. Your birthright is abundance. Your nature is wealth. Your end is financial freedom used well. The sentence states this right in clear terms and brings it into daily life. What is mine by divine right? These 6 words lay the base of your claim. You are not begging. You are not grabbing. You are taking your place. You are naming what is truly yours by design, by inheritance, by law that is above shifting markets and moods. You are reaching into a field of real possibility that already holds your good and bringing it into view. You are putting your flag on ground that was always marked for you and saying, "This belongs with me." By divine right, remove small limits and man-made rules that say you cannot have enough. It removes the old story that says you are too late, too young, too old, underqualified, or stuck where you were born. It lifts your eyes above the last mistake and the last number. It says there is a higher court over your life. That court has already ruled in favor of your provision. You are not fighting for permission. You are standing under a verdict that has been passed down. When you claim by divine right, you call on the highest authority there is to back your words. This authority is not random. It is consistent, orderly, fair, and full of mercy. It does not reward greed. It does not punish honest need. It answers clarity, faith, and right use. When you line up with it, your path clears in ways that make sense for you, for your house, and for those your life touches. Now comes to me. These 4 words close the gap between saying and seeing. Now is the center point where change happens. The higher order works in the present, not in the blur of some far day. When you add now, you stop pushing your good into a future that never arrives. You bring it to the only time you can actually receive. Comes to me places you in the flow. It turns your gaze from chasing to receiving. You are not pleading for a gift that might arrive. You are taking your seat to accept what has already been placed on its way, in perfect ways keeps you from choking the path with control. You do not need to decide which person must open a door or which job must pay more or which deal must land. You keep your hands clean and your mind open. You let better routes appear. You allow solutions you could not have invented to show up. You do your part and you let the source pick the channel. Jobs, clients, business, investments, gifts, refunds, ideas, partnerships. Any of these can carry your good, but none of them are the source. They are only carriers. The source is not limited. Under grace is the guardrail. It means your increase comes in ways that are kind, lawful, and peaceful. It means you do not break yourself to build wealth. You do not crush your health or your family. You move with guidance. You take steps that feel clean and timely. You act with a light heart, not a tight chest. Grace does not remove action. It changes action from strain to direction. Under grace, the right call lands, the right timing appears, the right person returns your message. You feel relief as the proof shows up, not dread while you wait. This sentence is simple, but it is not casual. Speak it with a whole heart. Doubt in the words makes doubt in results. Certainty gives the words reach. Each time you say them, your mind accepts the instruction. Your body relaxes. Your choices get cleaner. You start noticing chances you once missed. People and events begin to match what you now expect. It will look natural from the outside, but you will know what changed. Your words changed. You may feel a shift as you read this. Old fear loses weight. A new calm rises. That is not pretend. It is your inner state moving into agreement with a higher rule. Keep it simple. Keep it steady. Say the sentence. Let it settle. Let it set the tone of your day. We will walk through each part so you can use it with clarity and see it work in real life. Every word in this sentence does real work. It points your mind towards supply and clears the habits that block it. Life runs by order. That order already recognizes that you have a true right to be provided for. You were not made for fear around money. You were made to handle enough and to use it well. You were made by an endless source to express steady good in your own life and in the lives you touch. Think of the order behind all things. The same intelligence that sets stars in place and shape the tiniest parts of matter also built into you the capacity to grow, to solve, to create value, to receive support. That capacity is not rare. It is part of how you were made. This is why we say your birthright is abundance, your nature is increase, your future is freedom used with wisdom. We are not flattering you. We are reminding you of a fact that many forget when bills stack up and pressure grows. Now we focus on the first part of the sentence. What is mine by divine right? These 6 words put a strong floor under your feet. They stop begging. They stop panic. They stop the feeling that you must fight for every inch. You are not asking for what belongs to someone else. You are taking your place. You are naming what is truly yours by design, by inheritance, by a higher law that does not drift with markets, bosses, or moods. You are reaching into what already exists for you and bringing it into sight. By divine right means this: your good is not random. It is not a favor you must earn by wearing yourself out. It is not a prize handed out to a few lucky people while the rest must watch. By divine right says there is a higher court over your life. That court has already ruled in favor of your provision. The verdict is supply, not shortage. Peace, not panic. Guidance, not confusion. When you speak from that verdict, you stop living like you are on trial. You step out of defense and into authority. These words also break small labels and old ceilings. Maybe you were told you were too young, too old, underqualified, from the wrong place. the wrong school, the wrong family, or that you missed your chance. By divine right tears up those labels. It lifts your eyes above your last mistake and your last number. It cuts the ropes tied by shame or past failure. It says your life is not ruled by those lines. It is ruled by a higher order that is fair, generous, and consistent. Notice what this claim does inside you. When you say what is mine by divine right, your breath slows, your shoulders drop, your thinking clears. You stop chasing every door, and you start recognizing the doors that are truly yours to walk through. You choose better because you are no longer choosing from fear. You send better messages. You have better timing. You respect yourself in talks about pay, price, and value. This inner shift is not pretend. It is the start of different outcomes because you are making different moves from a different base. By divine right does not give you a pass to take what is not yours. It is not an excuse for greed. It is a frame that keeps you honest and steady. It says yes to fair exchange, yes to service, yes to value, yes to clean methods. It keeps you out of deals that look fast but feel wrong. It keeps you from forcing what should be released. It keeps you from shrinking when a door is truly yours to claim. There is also a simple logic here. When you believe your supply is a rare accident, you hold it tight and your world grows small. When you accept that your supply is lawful and right for you, your grip softens and your world grows larger. You try, you listen, you act, you serve. You stop stepping back at the first sign of delay because delay no longer looks like a verdict against you. It looks like timing being set up for a better fit. By divine right changes the way you speak about money. You stop saying, I never have enough, or it always goes wrong for me. You start saying, my provision has a lawful place with me and I take that place. You say it calmly and often. Your mind hears you. Your body believes you. Your actions line up. You stop applying for roles that do not respect you. You ask for the rate that reflects the value you bring. You improve the product because you care about the person who will use it. You do not need to shout. Your quiet certainty does the heavy lifting. You may ask, what if I have made poor choices before? By divine right does not erase responsibility. It restores order so you can correct course without shame. You make a plan, cut waste, pay debts, finish tasks, follow through. You do these simple steps from a steady state, not from fear. Grace meets structure. Structure makes room for grace. The two work together. Think of a map. By divine right draws the border of your rightful land. It shows where you can build, plant, and grow. Without that border, you wander or invade. With that border, you work your ground and you see results. Friends, roles, clients, ideas, and chances that match your border start to stand out. You say yes and no with more ease. You do not have to explain yourself as much. You live like a person who knows where they belong. Say the words now in a gentle voice. What is mine by divine right? Let them settle. Let them end the old argument in your chest. Let them mark the ground you stand on today. When this base is firm, the rest of the sentence has something to stand on. Then now comes to me and in perfect ways and under grace can do their work with speed and safety. In the next moments, we will move from this base into how timing, ways, and grace carry your provision to your hands in clear, peaceful steps. We have set the base with by divine right. Now see how this base plays out in real life through a clear, simple story. Mary Kay Ash started her company at age 45 with $5,000 after years of being passed over and told no. Many looked at her and saw limits, a middle-aged woman, modest savings, doors closed by bias. But a higher order saw something else, a person ready, a clear purpose, a channel for increase that would lift many people, not just one. Mary Kay did not build on anger or panic. She built on service. She asked a simple question: how can I help women create income, dignity, and control over their schedules? How can I reward effort fairly? How can I make the path plain so more people win? That focus changed everything. She turned what had blocked her into fuel to open doors for others. She designed a system where training, encouragement, and recognition were normal, not rare. She kept the model simple so anyone willing to learn and act could move forward. This is what by divine right looks like in practice. You claim your rightful good and you express it by giving rightful good. You stop wrestling for a seat at the wrong table. You set a clean table of your own and you invite others to eat with you. That is not theory, it is a law. Provision grows where purpose serves. When the motive is clean, the mind is clear, and the steps are steady, the channels appear. People respond. Trust grows. Results compound. From $5,000, the company grew into $1 billion enterprise. But the number, large as it is not the central miracle. The deeper miracle is alignment. She worked from a simple order she often repeated: God first, family second, career third. That order guarded her heart, guided decisions, and set the tone of the culture. It kept the work under grace instead of under grind. It shaped a business that rewarded effort without crushing lives. It turned sales into service and earnings into impact. Notice what did not happen. She did not wait to be chosen by the very system that had dismissed her. She did not ask the past for permission. She chose herself under a higher verdict. She did not try to prove worth through excess hours and constant strain. She moved with conviction and calm. That calm showed up in the way she led, the way she taught, and the way she corrected course. Calm minds make better choices. Better choices find better timing. Better timing opens better channels. This is grace working through order. Also notice how the money flowed because the purpose was larger than personal gain. When a plan is only about one person getting more, the energy falls flat. When a plan is about many people rising with you, doors open that you could never have forced. Calls get returned. Partners appear. Customers feel the difference. Purpose is not a slogan. It is a steady aim that people can sense, even if no one says the word. Under grace, increase brings peace, not chaos. Under grace, growth. Makes you more human, not less. This story is not here to say you must sell a certain product or copy a single model. It is here to make one point plain. By divine right is not an idea you think once. It is a base you stand on as you build something real and useful. It changes how you see yourself, how you price your work, how you set terms, how you design a day, and how you treat the people who trust you with their money and time. When you operate from this base, wealth is not a random stroke of luck. It is the natural fruit of clear service delivered with clean methods. If you have been overlooked, this story is a hand on your shoulder. You are not late. You are not finished. You can start small and start right. $5,000 is not magic. The order behind it is: set your order, claim your right, tie your work to real help for real people. Keep your priorities simple so your steps are simple. Do the next clean, small task you can do today. Systems grow from small, honest actions repeated with care. And let this truth steady you. Channels are many. The source is one. Jobs, clients, investors, customers, partners, and ideas are channels. They can change. The source does not. If one channel closes, the verdict over your life has not changed. The supply can move through a new route without losing a step. Your part is to keep your base, keep your state, and keep serving. As you do, the path will widen again in ways that fit your design and bless the people around you. With the base clear and a living example before you, we can move to timing. The word now is not a pushy word. It is a precise word that brings your good into the only moment you can receive. Now comes to me closes the space between saying and seeing. It pulls your good out of a vague later and sets it in the only time you can receive, which is now. It is not a noisy word. It is a precise word. It shifts you from waiting to welcoming. It stops you from pushing your good into a tomorrow that keeps moving away and brings it into the present, where decisions are made, doors open, and help can actually reach you. Creation happens in the present. Life does not build anything in the past or in the future. Action lands here. Guidance arrives here. Provision is handled here. When you say now, you step into the same time zone where the higher order already works. In that order, your supply is complete in idea. Now lets you agree with that completeness and let it take form. You are not trying to speed up the universe. You are matching the pace it already uses. The universe knows only the present. It does not live in your worry about next month or in your regret about last year. When you declare now comes to me, you place your mind where answers can actually reach you. You feel your breath slow. You notice simple steps that fit the day you are in. You send the message you have been avoiding. You check the document you kept putting off. You make the small call that unlocks the next call. This is not magic tricks. This is your state moving into the moment where things can move. Now is not a command shouted at life. It is consent. It is you saying, I am available to receive today. I am ready to recognize the forms of help I kept missing while I was staring at the horizon. It keeps you from arguing with the calendar. You stop saying someday when the stars line up. You start saying, if this is truly mine by right, there will be a step I can take now and a sign I can follow now. And there almost always is. Comes to me, turns your posture from chasing to receiving. Chasing tightens the body and blurs sight. Receiving steadies the breath and clears attention. When you live in receiving, you still act, but you do not scramble. You notice the channel that wants to carry your good. You allow a client to find you because you finally put clear words on your offer. You accept a fair rate because you stop trying to close a wrong door. You pick up a lead that has been sitting in your inbox for weeks because you now expect good to reach you, not slip past you. Now comes to me also helps you handle pressure. A bill on the table can trigger panic because the mind jumps to a dozen future fears. Bring it back. Now asks what can be done today in clean order. Can you make a plan, a call, a partial payment, a request for terms, a clear email, a cut to waste? Often one honest step taken now moves the situation forward more than 10 anxious thoughts about later. Calm action in the present is a magnet for help. It invites timing to line up on your side. You may feel a pull to delay your good under the cover of being realistic. Be careful. Delay can be wisdom when it comes from guidance. Delay can also be fear with a polite face. Now does not make you reckless. It makes you available. It removes the habit of pushing your good into an endless later. It invites you to ask for the meeting this week, to send the proposal today, to publish the work you have held back for months, to open the account, to close the account, to act on what you already know is right. In simple terms, now is where faith is tested and proved. If your good is truly yours by right, It has a doorway into this day. When you speak, "Now comes to me," you are not begging for a future favor. You are claiming a present inheritance. You are aligning your expectation with ready supply. You are placing your hands where provision can meet them. This steadies your voice, your schedule, and your boundaries. It turns scattered hours into focused moves. Notice how the word "now" changes your sense of time. The day stops feeling like a race you are losing and starts feeling like a series of clear moments you can answer. You feel less dragged by what might happen and more guided by what is due now. You keep promises to yourself because your promises shrink from huge, vague goals to the next clean action. That next action, taken now, becomes the proof you needed. Proof builds trust. Trust quiets fear. Quiet fear makes room for better options to appear. Say the 4 words slowly. "Now comes to me." Let them bring your attention home. Let them open your eyes to the channel that is already nearby. Let them pull energy back from worry about later and set it into calm movement today. When "now" is set, the next phrase in perfect ways can do its work because you are no longer trying to script the path. You are ready to walk it as it shows. In perfect ways keeps you from choking the path by trying to control every step. It reminds you that supply has its own wisdom. You do not have to script who says yes, which door opens, or how the answer arrives. When you release the need to manage the route, you make room for better routes than the ones you would have forced. The method may surprise you. The timing may be smarter than your plan. The form may be different and better than what you pictured. There is an intelligence behind provision that sees farther than we do. Its solutions are not limited to the few channels you know today. When you say "in perfect ways," you are not being vague. You are choosing trust over tension. You are saying, "I will do my part with clarity, and I will allow the source to pick the carrier." That simple shift turns strain into movement. It lowers the noise inside you, and with the noise lower, you can hear guidance and notice chances that were already nearby. This is where it helps to see the difference between source and channels. Jobs, clients, customers, businesses, investments, royalties, refunds, gifts, ideas, partnerships, even a new skill that raises your rate. All of these are channels. They are pipes. They can open and close. They can change shape. They can appear and disappear. The source does not change. When you confuse a channel for the source, you cling, you panic, and you shrink. When you honor the source above the channel, one closed door does not end your story. The flow can move through a different pipe without losing strength. Scripture states it simply, "My God shall supply all your need according to his riches in glory." That line shows where supply truly comes from. Not from a single employer, not from one product, not from your willpower alone. Provision flows from an unlimited source and then travels through whatever channel fits. Your employer is a channel. Your business is a channel. Your investments are channels. The source is stable, full, and not under pressure. In perfect ways frees you from micro-managing the how, so you can focus on the next clean action that is actually yours. You make the call that is due. You send the proposal that is ready. You shape the offer so people understand it. You update the page so it tells the truth about the value you bring. You do the small work you have delayed. You clear a debt with a plan and honest contact. These steps are not glamorous, but they are the kind of steps that open the next step and the next. As you act, you keep your hands open. You let a yes arrive from an angle you did not predict. Often the right forms of provision do not look like big wins at first. They can be a connection that points you to someone else, a message that seems small but arrives at the perfect hour, a return customer who tells 3 friends, a slow week that gives you time to improve the offer that lifts your average month forever. If you demand that supply come only by the one route you imagined, you will miss these quiet doors. Imperfect ways keeps your eyes soft so you can see them. This phrase also settles the control reflex that ruins peace. You no longer need to chase every possibility. You no longer beg a wrong fit to turn right. You do not sell your time or your price short just to make something happen. You stay steady and let the right fit recognize itself. The match is cleaner, the work is healthier, and the money carries less stress. That is what perfect looks like in practice. It does not mean trouble never comes. It means help meets you without damage, and lessons come without loss that breaks you. Hear this in simple words. You can stop naming one outcome as the only way. Name the quality instead. Provision that is fair, work that is honest, timing that is kind, partners who keep their word, growth that does not harm your health or your home. Let those qualities define perfect and let the form express them in the best way available now. This is how you stay open and protected at the same time. Now take one public step that seals your posture. In the comments, write these words out loud and clear. Abundance flows to me now. This is more than a sentence in a box. When you say it in public, you make a clean decision inside yourself. You set your expectation. You tell your own mind what team you are on. You also make it easier to keep your word because you have spoken it where you can see it. That simple act of declaring moves you from maybe to yes, from later to now. Do it once, then keep listening. The next parts will show you how to carry this stance into your day, so it keeps working when the video ends. If you worry that declaring out loud is strange, remember this. You have already been declaring something. Every time you repeat, "I never have enough," you declare that. Every time you say "nothing ever works for me," you declare that. This is your chance to replace those lines with one that builds instead of breaks. Speak the better line. Let it plant a new track in your mind. Let it guide your steps. Imperfect ways is not a passive phrase. It is active trust. You still send the email. You still ask for the meeting. You still set the boundary. You still deliver the work. You just release the grip on how the answer must look. In that release, doors you could not have forced begin to move. You recognize them because they carry the mark of perfect, clean, timely, and fitting. With this set, we can add the guardrail that keeps increase kind from start to finish. That guardrail is under grace. Under grace is the most important guardrail in the whole sentence. It means your money comes in ways that are clean and kind. It means you receive what you could not win by force. It means the result is bigger than what your effort alone could have produced. Grace is not laziness. Grace is help. It is supply moving through love, guidance, and right timing. Grace keeps you from paying a hard price for a fast win. It keeps gain from turning into loss. It keeps growth from breaking your health or your home. Many people work themselves thin trying to push wealth into place. They grind, worry, and sleep badly. They chase more hours and still feel behind. Under grace changes the kind of action you take. You do not stop acting. You act from a calm center. You take steps that are clear and light instead of steps that are heavy and frantic. You look for the next right move, not the next loud move. You follow guidance instead of panic. You move when the sense of right timing is present. Your results often look like you had luck. What you had was grace making your action effective. Under grace also changes how your money feels when it arrives. It comes with peace, not dread. It comes with ideas that keep it growing, not problems that eat it away. It comes in ways that let you sleep at night. You are grateful and steady rather than tense and guarded. This is not fantasy. It is what happens when your methods match the higher order. You stop trying to open every door by force, and you stop trying to keep every door open forever. You let the right doors stay and the wrong doors close. You trust that the source is not harmed when a channel changes. Grace does not cancel structure. Grace fills structure. Think of a well-made cup. Without the cup, water spills. With the cup, water can be carried and shared. Your simple systems are the cup. Your budget, your plan to clear a debt, your habit of sending clean proposals, your set times for deep work, your way of telling the truth about what you sell. These are the cup. Grace fills them. When grace and structure work together, your progress feels natural. You are not surprised by your success. You are grateful and ready for it. Now look at a life that shows this. Oprah Winfrey was born into lack and pain. Many signs said her story would stay small. She chose a different base. She did not let the past set her ceiling. She used her gift to help people see and heal. She built work on service. She listened inside more than she chased approval outside. She kept choosing projects that lifted others while they lifted her. Her increase came with purpose. That is why it could grow so large and still bless. The point is not to copy her career. The point is to see how grace moves when the aim is to serve and the steps are clean. Under grace makes you ask a better question each day. Not how do I force this, but what is the clean step I can take now that keeps peace in my body and honor in my name? Often the clean step is plain. Finish the draft, send the invoice, ask for fair terms, say no to a poor fit, improve the product, return the call. Rest so your thinking is sharp. Speak to a client with respect. These small moves seem simple, and they are. But simple is what grace can fill fast. Complicated plans that ignore peace are hard to bless. There's also protection built into under grace. You may think you want a door to open today. Under grace, you allow a delay that guards you. A deal that looked good shows its cost. A partner who seems strong reveals a weak core. A job you wanted proves unhealthy from the inside. Grace saved you time and pain by slowing that yes. The same grace can speed a yes that you did not expect. A message lands at the right hour. A refund appears. A new client arrives from a quiet referral. A solution you tried to think up for weeks comes in one clear thought during a calm walk. That is grace at work on the clock you cannot see. Under grace also shapes how you hold the money you receive. You treat it as a tool and a trust, not a trophy. You use it to care for the people you love, to stabilize your life, to improve your craft, and to serve those your work touches. When you hold money this way, you keep the channel open. Money likes purpose. It stays where it is respected and put to work. It thins where it is worshipped or wasted. Grace teaches you this balance. It makes you generous without being reckless and careful without being fearful. If you have been living under grind, you will feel the difference when you step under grace. Your chest loosens. Your mind clears. You still do the hard things, but not in a hard spirit. You hold your boundaries without drama. You tell the truth without cruelty. You build with patience because you trust timing. You stop rushing to patch every gap with your own hands. You let help be help. You let ideas arrive. You let people show up. You follow the nudges that make the next step obvious. Say it slowly and let it wash through your day. Under grace. See the work on your desk fall into a sane order. See the calls you need to make lineup. See your body rest a little, even as you move. See your tone calm down in the next message you send. This is the posture that keeps your increase safe. It is the way to grow and still like your life. It is the way to win and still keep your soul. With grace set as your guardrail, your words carry more weight. In the next movement, we will look at the kind of conviction that makes this sentence land with force and how to speak it, so your inner world and your outer world agree. The sentence only works at full strength when you speak it with a full heart. Half-hearted words make half-hearted results. Doubtful words set doubtful outcomes. Say it as a person who means it. Say it as a person who expects to be heard. When your voice is steady, your body listens. Your mind takes the line as an instruction, not a wish. Your choices begin to match the line you spoke. This is how words move from sound to structure. Your inner mind treats your repeated words as a plan. It does not argue, it organizes. When you keep stating the sentence calmly and clearly, you install a new default. The old lines of lack lose power because you stop feeding them. The new line becomes normal speech inside you. From that normal speech comes a new way of acting. You answer emails faster. You price your work with respect. You stop chasing poor fits. You follow through on small tasks that open real doors. It looks ordinary from the outside. You know what changed. Your words changed your state, and your state changed your moves. Conviction does not mean shouting. It means no split message. You do not say the sentence and then cancel it with anxious talk 5 minutes later. You do not declare abundance in the morning and complain you never have enough in the afternoon. Keep the line clean. When fear rises, do not fight it with more noise. Breathe once, feel your feet on the floor, and speak the sentence again in a plain voice. Let it stand taller than the wave. The wave passes. The line remains. Feeling is the fuel, not drama, not strain. The quiet feeling of already received. When you speak the sentence, let your face soften a little. Let your shoulders drop a little. Let a small thank you rise before any proof shows up. That thank you is not pretend. It is the posture of a person who stands on a verdict already given in their favor. From that posture, you take simple steps. You make the call. You ask for fair terms. You deliver the work with care. You rest when your body asks. Faith looks like steady hands doing the next clean thing. Speak as someone who knows their worth. You were not made to beg life for scraps. You were made to handle flow with wisdom. When a bill appears, answer from the base, not from panic. When a client pushes your price down, hold your number or offer a clean path that still respects your value. When a door closes, you do not collapse. You adjust and move because you trust the source more than any one channel. This is conviction in action, calm, firm, and kind. Each repetition sets a track in your mind. Morning, let the sentence set the tone before the day sets it for you. Midday, use one slow breath and one clear round of the words to bring yourself back when noise rises. Night, speak it as you fall asleep so your inner mind has a clear instruction to work with while you rest. This is not superstition. It is good training. You are teaching your attention where to live. You may ask what to do when you cannot feel anything at all. Say the line anyway and keep your action honest. Feeling often follows form. If your voice shakes, speak low and slow. If your thoughts argue, do not debate them. Keep the line short, present, and complete. What is mine by divine right now comes to me in perfect ways under grace. No extra words, no qualifiers, no bargain. You are not negotiating. You are declaring. Watch how conviction changes your eyes. You start to notice chances that were invisible when fear ran the show. A message you ignored becomes the start of a sale. An old contact comes to mind at the right hour, and you reach out. A skill you left on the shelf proves to be the bridge to a better offer. None of this is forced. It is recognized. Conviction sharpens recognition. Recognition shortens time. Guard your language in small ways. Trade, I hope for, I expect. Trade if I am lucky for when the right channel appears. Trade, I cannot charge that, for this is the fair rate for the value I bring. Trade, I am always behind for my day runs in clean order. These are small trades, but small trades move big cargo. Your inner world stops tripping your outer steps. Let your body help you. Stand or sit upright when you speak. Place a hand on your chest if it helps you feel present. Breathe from the belly once before the words. Speak plain, not dramatic. Keep your eyes open or gently closed as you prefer. Say the line twice. Then move the next one small task forward. The task is part of the declaration. Action proves belief to yourself. Proof builds trust. Trust calms the room inside you. You do not need perfect faith to begin. You need a clear line and a willing mouth. The rest grows with use. As conviction builds, the sentence becomes more than a phrase. It becomes the tune under your day. People will sense it without you naming it. Doors will line up without you pushing. Money will arrive through clean channels with less noise attached. This is not a miracle you must chase. It is a law you are learning to use. Hold the line now in a steady tone. What is mine by divine right now comes to me in perfect ways under grace. Let the words settle like a key in a lock. Feel the click of alignment. From here, we can speak about how your mind and your field accept this instruction and begin to draw fitting people and chances to match it. Let us put under grace and by divine right into a life you know from history. Andrew Carnegie was born in Scotland to a poor family. As a boy, he worked hard for little pay. He moved to America with almost nothing. If life were only about background, his story would have stayed small. It did not. He made a clear choice. He believed his future was not chained to his start. He treated increase as lawful when joined to service. He saw wealth as a tool to build things that help many, not as a wall to hide behind. Carnegie learned early that money follows usefulness. He watched how railroads, bridges, and factories made life move. He aimed his work at building what others needed at scale. Steel was that need in his time. He did not try to get rich by tricks. He built systems, improved methods, hired talent, and kept his word on delivery. He made strong products at a fair price for a world that was growing fast. That is service in practice. Service attracts supply because it solves real problems. When your work reliably solves real problems, channels open. His empire grew, but notice the order. Vision first, service next, systems after that, and money is the result. This is the same order you are learning. Divine right says, the good that fits you has a lawful place with you. In perfect ways lets the best method appear. Under grace guards your steps, so growth does not cost your soul. Carnegie's growth had these marks. He kept asking how to do the work better, cleaner, and at a scale that lifted many boats. That question kept the channels alive. He also held a strong view about what to do with money once it arrived. He believed wealth is a trust. If you hold it only for yourself, it shrinks you inside. If you put it to work for the good of others, it expands you and often expands the supply. He funded libraries, education, and civic projects across many towns. He did this because he saw knowledge as a ladder. He knew that when more people climb, a country rises. That is money under grace. It does not only make one person safe, it makes a community stronger. You do not need to start a steel company to learn from this. The steps are simple and close to you. Tie your work to clear value for real people. Make the thing better. Deliver on time. Keep promises small enough to keep and big enough to matter. Price fairly for the value you bring. Use today's tools to serve faster and cleaner. When you think like this, you are not begging life for a break. You are building channels that life can use to deliver your rightful supply. Carnegie's words about wealth were plain. He said that to die rich is a disgrace. In simple terms, he meant money unused for good is wasted potential. That line reflects a view you can use right now. Money is not the end, it is the means. It is a servant, not a master. Held rightly, it frees your time, steadies your home, sharpens your craft, and lets you lift others while you rise. Held wrongly, it breeds fear and hoarding. Under grace keeps you on the right side of that line. See how this matches the sentence you are learning. What is mine by divine right affirms that honest wealth has a lawful place with you. Now comes to me, invites timely chances to act. In perfect ways, keeps your hands open so the best path can appear. Under grace ensures the path and the outcome are clean. Carnegie's story shows what happens when this inner order meets outer labor. Opportunities recognized, partnerships chosen well, systems that multiply impact, increase that carries purpose. If you feel far from this kind of scale, do not let that discourage you. Scale is not the point. Alignment is. A solo designer can live this way. A shop owner can live this way. A teacher, a coder, a nurse, a contractor, a student can live this way. Wherever you serve, make usefulness your aim, integrity your method, and peace your measure. You will see the same law work at your size and then grow your size. When delays come, hold your base. When a channel closes, remember the source is not the channel. Adjust, improve the offer. Speak to people with respect. Follow up once more. End a bad fit cleanly. Say yes to the honest door that opens. This is how grace keeps you while order advances you. Day by day, you will notice that the money you earn carries less noise and more ease. You will also notice that your desire to hoard softens and your desire to build grows. That shift is a sign you are safe to receive more. Let this story settle a fear you may have. You do not have to choose between being spiritual and being provided for. Clean provision is spiritual. Clean wealth is spiritual. It is the fruit of service, order, and grace working together. It gives you the freedom to tell the truth, to pick the right work, to rest well, to be generous without drama. That is the kind of prosperity this sentence is pointing you toward. It is not a pile of cash for its own sake. It is a steady flow that supports a steady life and a steady purpose. Hold the line again now, simply and clearly. What is mine by divine right now comes to me in perfect ways under grace. Feel how this claim sits differently after seeing it in a real life. From here, we will bring the sentence into your daily rhythm so it moves from a phrase you like to a practice you live, morning and night in action and in rest. The sentence reaches full power only when you speak it with full conviction. Half belief produces half results. A wavering tone creates wavering outcomes. Say the line as someone who expects to be answered. Say it as someone who stands on a settled verdict. When your words are steady, your body settles. When your body settles, your mind accepts the instruction. From that acceptance, your choices become clear and your steps become simple. This is how sound turns into structure in your life. Your subconscious mind listens to what you repeat and treats it as a plan. It does not argue long. It organizes. If you keep feeding it lines of lack, it builds a life that matches those lines. If you keep feeding it a clean, present, complete sentence of provision, it begins to rearrange your attention, your habits, and your expectations to fit that line. You notice chances you once ignored. You reach out to people you once avoided. You close loops you once left open. To others, it looks like normal effort. To you, it is your inner plan coming into form. Each clear round of the sentence is like laying a track. At first, the train is slow. With use, it gains speed. The old track of fear has less traffic because you stop sending trains that way. The new track becomes the default route. Your mornings start on it. Your meetings run on it. Your prices reflect it. Your boundaries protect it. This is not pretending. It is training. You are training your inner life to serve your true right instead of your old worry. There's also a change in the field around you. When your inner state rises to the level of trust, people feel it. Not because you announce it, but because calm is hard to fake. Calm voices carry. Calm schedules run on time. Calm asks for what is fair without shaking. That calm is a signal. It draws fitting partners and right clients the way a magnet draws metal. The draw is not magic. It is clarity. Clear value plus steady presence is attractive. It reduces risk for others. Reduced risk invites yes. Speaking the words is the start, not the finish. The sentence must be carried by a matching consciousness. That means you speak as if the prayer has already been answered. You speak as someone who belongs at the table, not as someone trying to sneak in. You let gratitude rise before any proof appears. Gratitude is not a trick to force a result. It is the natural tone of a person who knows they are standing under favor. From that tone, you take practical steps without the old tremble. Say the line and let a small thank you follow it. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel your jaw unclench. Feel your breath slow. That physical shift matters. The body is the instrument your words play through. A tense body sends a mixed message. A relaxed body sends a single message. Single messages travel faster. They reach the people who need to hear them. They reach the doors that match them. They return with clean answers. Speak as someone who understands worth. You are not asking life to make an exception for you. You are agreeing with a law that already holds, by divine right affirms your inheritance, now places you in the only time things move. In perfect ways frees the root so better roots can appear. Under grace keeps the whole process kind. When you speak from that order, your tone changes. You do not plead, you declare, and then you move, like a person who believes their own words. Guard against split talk. Do not undo your morning declaration with afternoon complaints. If fear presses in, do not fight it with noise. Return to one slow breath and one clean round of the sentence. Let the line stand taller than the feeling. The feeling will pass. The line will remain. Over days, you will notice that the gap between saying and seeing gets smaller. Not because you pushed harder, but because you removed the static that used to interfere. Let feeling help the words, not theater, not drama, but the quiet feeling of already received. Picture the bill handled and your face calm. Picture the client choosing you and you delivering with care. Picture the account balanced and you resting well. Keep it simple. The goal is not to escape work. The goal is to do work from a steady place. From steady places come better choices and better timing. Better timing opens better channels. Your subconscious also watches what you do after you speak. Action is confirmation. When you take the next clean step, you are telling yourself the line is true. You send the message. You fix the page. You ask for the meeting. You revise the offer so it is easy to understand. You finish the small task you were avoiding. These moves are faith with shoes on. They are the bridge between inner order and outer result. You do not need to feel perfect to begin. You need a clear line and a willing mouth. Let use build strength. Let small proofs stack up. A call returned, a fair rate agreed, a quiet refund arriving, a new lead from an old contact. Treat every clean proof as normal, not as a miracle you must chase. Normalizing clean proof tells your mind this is how life works now. That belief keeps the door open for more. Hold the sentence again in a plain tone and let it settle through you. What is mine by divine right now comes to me in perfect ways under grace. In the next part, we will carry this line into a simple daily rhythm, so your mornings, your work hours, and your nights all support the same order and the same flow. Now we turn the sentence from a line you admire into a rhythm you live. When a sentence becomes your daily rhythm, your days begin to copy it. The aim is simple. Morning sets the tone. Daytime keeps the tone. Night seals the tone. This is not about perfection. It is about gentle repetition. The power comes from how often you return, not from how loudly you try. Begin in the morning before screens and noise. Sit or stand with a calm spine. Breathe once from the belly. Speak the sentence in a steady voice. What is mine by divine right now comes to me in perfect ways under grace. Let your shoulders drop as you say it again. Let a small thank you rise. Picture one near result that fits your life today. A bill handled, a client choosing you, a clear idea landing. Keep the picture small and real, then move one simple step within the next few minutes. A message sent, a task started, a call placed. Do not wait for a grand mood. Let the step be the echo of the sentence. This is how word becomes movement. Carry the rhythm into the middle hours. Noise will rise. Plans will shift. When you feel your body tighten, take one slow breath and say the 4 words that bring you back. Now comes to me. Let them pull your attention from fear about later into the choice in front of you. Ask what clean action belongs to this hour. Often it is plain. Check a figure. Clear a small debt. Decline a poor fit. Improve a sentence on your offer. Send a fair proposal. The sentence does not excuse work. It makes work wiser. It turns scramble into sequence. You stop trying to do 10 things at once and do one thing well, then the next one well. Let imperfect ways guide your posture as you work. You stay open about how help will arrive. You do your part and release the grip on the route. If one path closes, you do not collapse. You adjust and look for the next fitting door. Channels are many. The source is one. This keeps your daylight even when tasks are heavy. It also keeps you honest. You stop pushing deals that are wrong for you. You stop bending yourself into shapes that cost your peace. You trust that the right match will feel clean on both sides. Under grace protects the hours from harshness. You hold a pace that respects your body. You keep your voice kind while you hold your price. You tell the truth about timelines. You rest for a moment when your mind fogs so your next task is clear. Grace does not slow growth. Grace keeps growth human. It makes your schedule a place you can live in, not a storm you must survive. Many call this luck. It is not luck. It is what happens when timing and tone align with a higher order. As evening comes, shift from effort to recognition. Look back at the day and notice how the sentence showed up. A message returned at the right hour. An idea that solved a small problem. A bill handled without drama. A door that closed and saved you from a later mess. Treat these as normal signs of a law at work, not as rare events you must chase. Recognition grows trust. Trust quiets fear. Quiet fear gives you clearer eyes tomorrow. Before sleep, speak the sentence again. Let it be the last clear line your inner mind hears. What is mine by divine right now comes to me in perfect ways under grace. Then release the how and the when. Rest as if the answer is already in motion. This rest is not escape, it is agreement. The old promise says, before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. Take that as your night posture. You are not trying to force supply while you sleep. You are letting the deeper order do what it does while you recover. If you miss a round, return gently. If you catch yourself speaking lack, replace the line as soon as you notice. If a day is heavy, make the practice lighter, not louder. One calm round in the morning, one reset at midday, one seal at night will move you farther than a burst of effort followed by a week of silence. Keep the words plain, keep the steps small, keep the tone human. This is a way of living, not a test you must pass. Over time, you will feel the loop form. The sentence sets your state. Your state guides your action. Your action opens a channel. The channel carries your rightful supply, the proof returns, and your trust deepens. Then the next day begins on a higher floor. This is compounding in spirit, quiet, steady, and very real. Money starts to feel like a servant you direct, not a force that drags you. Work starts to feel like a craft you shape, not a storm you endure. You remain yourself while you rise. Hold the line once more as the day closes. Say it simple and let it sink. What is mine by divine right now comes to me in perfect ways under grace. Let your breath even out. Let your jaw soften. Let your body believe you. From here we will finish by naming the built-in protection inside the sentence and placing a final seal on this practice. So your increase stays clean, your peace stays intact, and your steps stay aligned. The sentence carries its own protection. In perfect ways means your increase comes through honest methods that fit your life. It closes doors that would have paid you in a way that harms you and opens doors that carry peace with the provision. Under grace means the process is kind from start to finish. It keeps you from paying a heavy cost for a fast win. It lets results arrive with ease you could not have created by force. By divine right keeps the whole matter aimed higher than greed. It reminds you that wealth has a purpose beyond yourself. When purpose stays higher, the flow stays clean and steady. These words are not new. People have spoken them for generations. They have been tested in quiet rooms and busy cities by those who had much and those who started with almost nothing. Again and again, the reports are the same. When the sentence is spoken with a whole heart and lived with clean action, supply finds its way. The form changes, the channels change, the tone stays the same, calm increases, confusion drops, needs are met in ways that make sense. This is not a fad, it is order made simple enough to use. Right now, as you take this in, something is shifting in you. Old lines about not enough begin to lose weight. New paths for money and help come into view. Your attention is moving from fear to focus. Your body loosens. Your breath evens. That inner change is not fantasy. It is how you become able to notice, accept, and use the chances that fit you. When the inside settles, the outside has room to move. Heaven is not against you. Heaven delights when a person stands in their birthright with humility and service. Call it heaven, call it order, call it grace. The name is less important than the posture. You are choosing to receive what was already prepared, not to wrestle life for scraps. You are choosing to let your good bless others as it blesses you. That choice is heard. It is met. Your financial turn begins the moment you speak the sentence with sincere faith. It speeds up when you live as though it is already true. You make decisions from the place of enough, not from panic. You treat money as the servant it is, not the master it was never meant to be. You do not buy to prove anything. You build to serve more clearly. You keep your word. You let your yes be yes and your no be no. These quiet choices are how the unseen becomes seen. Think of the sentence as a bridge. On one side is struggle, delay, and a mind full of noise. On the other side is steady supply, calm action, and work that matters. The bridge is simple words spoken with clean intent. You cross by speaking and stepping, until the new ground is simply where you live. When you slip, you do not shame yourself. You return to the bridge and you keep walking. Each return is faster than the last because the path is familiar. The money that comes by this path carries gifts beyond buying power. It brings freedom from the tightness you felt around bills. It brings peace about the years ahead. It brings the joy of giving without drama. It brings the strength to say no to work that does not fit your values. It lets you serve in fuller ways. It lets you rest without guilt. It lets you be present with the people you love. Money stops being a storm and becomes a tool. That is real wealth. As this grows, you become more than a receiver. You become a channel. Opportunities rise for others because you are strong enough to create them. You hire fairly. You pay on time. You teach what you have learned. You support good work. You fund what builds people up. You become a distribution point for generosity. This is prosperity under grace. It does not end with you. It passes through you and leaves you better. This is your moment to claim what has always been yours by right. Not in a loud way, but in a clear way. You do not need perfect faith to begin. You need a clean line and a willing mouth. Speak it now. Say it as the person you are becoming. Let it mark the room you are in and the day you are stepping into. Let it set your tone and shape your next action. The universe is not waiting to judge you. It is ready to meet you. Supply is not hiding. It is prepared to move through the next fitting channel. Your part is to agree and to act. Hold the words in a plain voice and let them settle like a seal on your life. What is mine by divine right now comes to me in perfect ways under grace.